Hello friends, today's topic is type of houses. So friends, today we are going to learn these 30 different types of houses given below. So let's start. Barn house. A barn is an agricultural building usually on farms and used for various purposes. In North America, a barn refers to structures that house livestock, including cattle and horses, as well as equipment and fodder, and often grain. Apartment. An apartment is a rented residential unit that is part of one or several residential buildings. There is typically one owner or management company for all the units who does all the maintenance and upkeep. Bungalow. A bungalow is a small house or cottage that is either single story or has a second story built into a sloping roof and may be surrounded by wide verandas. The first house in England that was classified as a bungalow was built in 1869. Log cabin. A log cabin is a small log house, especially a less finished or less architecturally sophisticated structure. Log cabins have ancient history in Europe and in America and often associated with first generation home building by settlers. Camper van. A camper van or camper van, sometimes referred to as a camper, caravan or motor van. Motor car van is a self-propelled vehicle that provides both transport and sleeping accommodation. The term mainly describes vans that have been fitted out, often with a coach-built body, for use as accommodation. Castle. A castle is a type of fortified structure built during the Middle Ages, predominantly by the nobility or royalty and by military orders. Scholars debate the scope of the word castle, but usually consider it to be the private fortified residence of a lord or noble. Chalet. A chalet, also called Swiss chalet, is a type of building or house typical of the Alpine region in Europe. It is made of wood with a heavy, gently sloping roof and wide, well-supported eaves set at right angles to the front of the house. Colonial. What is a colonial style house? A colonial style home usually has a simple modern, minimalist rectangular shape. They tend to be 2 to 3 stories tall with fireplaces and brick or wood facades. Colonial homes are traditionally found on the east coast of the United States. Condominium. A condominium is a type of living space similar to an apartment but independently sellable and therefore regarded as Real estate. The condominium building structure is divided into several units that are each separately owned, surrounded by common areas that are jointly owned. Container house. Green building containers are eco-friendly as they are repurposed into homes instead of being melted down. Using containers also prevents the use of bricks and cement. Cottage. A cottage is typically a small house. It may carry the connotation of being an old or old-fashioned building. In modern usage, a cottage is usually a modest, often cozy dwelling, typically in a rural or semi-rural location. Courtyard house. A courtyard house is a type of house, often a large house, where the main part of the building is disposed around a central courtyard. Many houses that have courtyards are not courtyard houses of the type. Detached house. A standalone house, also called a single detached dwelling, detached residence, or detached house, is a freestanding residential building. It is sometimes referred to as a single family home as opposed to a multi-family residential dwelling. Farmhouse. A farmhouse is a building that serves as the primary residence in a rural or agricultural setting. Historically, farmhouses were often combined with space for animals called a house barn. Hut. A hut is a primitive dwelling which may be constructed of various local materials. Huts are a type of vernacular architecture because they are built of readily available materials such as wood, snow, ice, stone, grass, palm leaves, branches, hides, fabric, or mud using techniques passed down through the generations. Igloo. An igloo, also known as a snow house or snow hut, is a type of shelter built of snow, typically built when the snow is suitable. Although igloos are often associated with all Inuit and Eskimo peoples, they were traditionally used only by the people of Canada's central Arctic and Greenland's Thule area. Lighthouse. A lighthouse is a tower, building, or another type of structure designed to emit light from a system of lamps and lenses and to serve as a navigational aid for maritime pilots at sea or inland waterways. Manor. A manor was a manor house was historically the main residence of the lord of the manor. The house formed the administrative center of a manor in the European feudal system. Within its great hall were held the lord's manorial courts, communal meals with manorial tenants, and great banquets. Mansion. A mansion is a large dwelling house. The word itself derives through Old French from the Latin word mansio, dwelling, an abstract noun derived from the verb manere, to dwell. Mobile home. A mobile home or house trailer is a moving home which can be pulled behind a truck, tractor, or strong car on major roads. Some mobile homes have multiple sections, such as with a double wide trailer, which can be joined together after being pulled onto a lot as separate trailers. Semi-detached house. A semi-detached house is a single-family duplex dwelling house that shares one common wall with the next house. The name distinguishes this style of house from detached houses with no shared walls and terraced houses with a shared wall on both sides. Skyscraper. A skyscraper is a large continuously habitable building having multiple floors. Modern sources currently define skyscrapers as being at least 100 meters or 150 meters in height. Split level house. A split level home is a style of house in which the floor levels are staggered. There are typically two short sets of stairs, one running upward to a bedroom level and one going downward toward a basement area. Tent. A tent is a shelter consisting of sheets of fabric or other material draped over, attached to a frame of poles or attached to a supporting rope. While smaller tents may be freestanding or attached to the ground, large tents are usually anchored using guy ropes tied to stakes or tent pegs. Terraced house. In architecture and city planning, a terrace or terraced house or townhouse is a form of medium density housing that originated in Europe in the 16th century, whereby a row of attached dwellings share side walls. They are also known in some areas as row houses or row homes. Tower. A tower is a tall structure, taller than it is wide, often by a significant factor. Towers are distinguished from masts by their lack of guy wires and are therefore, along with tall buildings, self-supporting structures. Tree house. A tree house, tree fort, or treeched is a platform or building constructed around, next to, or among the trunk or branches of one or more mature buildings, mature trees, while above ground level. Tree houses can be used for recreation, workspace, habitation, a hangout space, and observation. Villa. A villa is a type of house that was originally an ancient Roman upper class country house. Since its origins in the Roman villa, the idea and function of a villa has evolved considerably. Dormitory. A dormitory is a building primarily providing sleeping and residential quarters for large numbers of people, such as boarding school, high school, college, or university students. In some countries, it can also refer to a room containing several beds, accommodating people. Gable front. A gable front house, also known as a gable front house or front gable house, is a vernacular house type in which the gable is facing the street or entrance side of the house. They were built in large numbers throughout the United States, primarily between the early 19th century and 1920. So, friends, the meanings of the new words have been given in the description. So, friends, please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Bye.